Hello, and welcome to another day on the channel. My name is RNGesus, and today we'll be doing the Arena Open. This is going to be Brothers Ward Sealed, and if you're not familiar with Sealed, you open 6 packs and build a deck out of that. If you are new to the channel, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It means a lot. And if you're coming back, I hope you enjoy the content. And without further ado, let's jump into our packs and see what we open. Let's see. Any good rares? Well, it only shows you 6 rares because of like these cards. I forget what it's called, but we'll check out all of them later. Here, Skitterbeam Battalion's pretty good. Like a 5 mana 3 2/2s with haste and trample are pretty decent, and even like 9 mana for 3 4/4s have been pretty good. I thought this was like one of the weaker ones, but the more I've seen it played, the stronger it seems to be. Mishra's Command is really good. Just a scaling up removal spell. That can also be like a pump spell. So it's just punch damage. Transmigrant's Crown is insane of a card draw engine. Similar to Skull Clamp, except much weaker, but it's still super good and limited. Tocasia's Welcome, great card. Just a good card draw engine, and we don't really care about the land. Runechanter's Pike is not great, to say the least. Let's see, rare and mythic. Anything good? Well, Fateful Handoff was the other rare that's not really good. And then Journeyer's Kite. Yeah. So our rares and mythics are okay. I feel like, judging by what we see, we want to be in red with Mishra's Command and Skitterbeam Battalion. But we could also be in black or white with Transmigrant's Crown or Mishra's Command. So, check out what we got. In white, we've got Recruitment Officer, Ambush Paratrooper, Vanguard, Chaplain 2 Recommission, and a Prison Sentence. Combat Thresher, Onulet. These are all the playable cards, which aren't bad. These aren't bad. Even Survivor of Corliss is okay. I wouldn't play it if I could, but it's okay. Blue, what do you have to offer? Archaeologist, Machine, Stern Lesson, Urza, Third Path, Thopter Mechanic, Depth Charge Colossus, Retrieval Agent. Even Urza's Rebuff is playable. Scatter Array. That's okay. Black has some good cards, though. We have 2 Gnawing Vermin, Emergency Weld, Thraxodemon, Butcher, the Gixian Skullflayer. Even Moment of Defiance is kind of like a nice combat trick. Transmigrant Altar, Ravenous Gigamole, Scrapwork Rager? Yeah, Scrapwork Rager. And Overwhelming Remorse. All really good. Red has really good removal with triple Excavation Explosion and Obliterating Bolt. But the rest of it is not very good, like Conscripted Infantry, Rock Hunter, Bitter Reunion, even Heavyweight Demolisher is pretty medium. Green has Giant Growth, Haywire, Prowler, Gaia's Gift. You'd probably play one of those. Recluse, Courser, Boulder Branch, Ironclaw, Rust Goliath. Multicolors, we only have Third Path Iconoclast. And then in the artifact slot, ooh, we got a Swiftfoot Boots. Not bad. If we have any sacrifice for artifact, we can play Ichor Wellspring. Energy Refractor's fine. Chromatic Star, not really what we're looking for unless we have like reason to play it. Let's see, so I think we want to splash red, or just have red as one of its sort of our color for its really good removal. Like triple Excavation Explosion, Obliterating Bolt, Mishra's Command is insane. We could even like run Sibling Rivalry if we wanted to like go sacrifice. And then like Skitterbeam Battalion's just fine as well in the red. I want to take a look at red black and see where that lands us. We can run Ichor Wellspring because then we have ways to sacrifice the artifacts. Onulet, Courser. So this is what the deck would look like if it was black-red. It's not bad. Although it feels like it needs some power because it's not doing too much. Like, Transmigrant's Crown, Transmigrant's Altar is a pretty neat combo. Just getting a draw card every turn. Thraxodemon is nice. Gix's Caress could be playable. Just take, since this is sealed, people are going to have a lot of bombs, so Hand Disruption could be nice, and it creates a Power Stone. What if we went into green? Because green has some pretty good cards. What do we want to pair with green? Like, it doesn't have the ramp, but it does have the top end. So I guess red has a triple Excavation Explosion. I don't think we're playing white, even though I really want to do some white with all of these decent cards. Like Recruitment Officer, Recommission, Airlift Chaplain, Tocasia's Welcome, Prison Sentence. I just don't think the top end of white is good enough. And we don't really have much to fill in that gap. Let's see. What if we did Killzone Acrobat and Sibling Rivalry? Like, we have a good amount of ways of sacrificing. Like Thraxodemon, Killzone, Transmigrant Altar for Sibling Rivalry. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. So this is what the deck would be if it was red-black. But now I want to check how we would do if it's like maybe green-black. Yeah, let's check out green-black. Probably want like one Giant's Growth, one Gaia's Gift. Honor Guard, I guess, is a playable 2-drop. Recluse, Courser. We even get the Land War Waste. Swiftfoot Boots. Do we want to play Wellspring? Probably not playing Killzone Acrobat in this version. Skitterbeam Battalion could even be playable. Like, it's never going to be prototyped, but it's still, like, how many ways do we have to create Power Stones? Or at least ramp in some way. Transmigrant Altar technically does ramp. But yeah, nothing. So, maybe black, green. Like, green has a top end, but no ramp to go with it. Kind of want to check out what red-green would look like. Would you run Ichor Wellspring? Maybe. Mishra's Command, Skitterbeam, Heavyweight, Scrapwork, Bolts. Like, Conscripted Infantry, I guess, could be playable. Haywire Might. This would basically be a 5-drop, 5-drop, 4-drop, 4-drop. Honestly, this looks pretty decent. We could even run Transmigrant's Crown. It's just like a decent equipment. Similar to Bone Splitter, except draws cards, so like a Bone Splitter slash Skull Clamp combined. Equipped creatures attacks alone is +1/+1 for each other creature you control. I mean, it works really well with Skitterbeam Battalion, but that's about it. We could run one Swiftgear Drake. Just like a decent flyer. Or maybe an Aeronaut's Wings. We could run or Scrapwork Rager and just like have a rare unearth with like a Llanowar Wastes that's just lying around. Or maybe like just splash a good black removal spell with Overwhelming Remorse. Like, I'm fine with splashing a Remorse. Really good card. Play an Energy Refractor. Cut like a Gaia's Gift, a Giant Growth, and an Honor Guard. Our 2-drops are Scrapwork Mutt, Rock Hunter, Prowler, Refractor, Swiftfoot. Not bad. Then we could like run Chromatic Star. Do we even want to run Chromatic Star? Not really. Like, we'd run it in the Sacrifice deck. So it's really just the question of which is better. This red-green splashing an Overwhelming Remorse? Or do we want to run black-green? Or sorry, black-red. Huh. Yeah, this is a tough one. I kind of like this build of it, especially because of like the early and late game it has. Yeah, I'll probably cut the Swiftgear Drake and add back in a Scrapwork Rager like that if we're going to do this. Yeah, Fateful Handoff just sucks in general. Like, you'd have to give like a Skitterbeam Battalion token, which actually that's kind of cool. Give them a Skitterbeam, they get a 4/4, you draw 9 cards. That's pretty fair. That's like a fair deal, but I'm just gonna take a snip of this deck real quick. Just so we remember it. This is not like the mana base is not complete yet, but we're just gonna remember this real quick and move to our red version, or red-black version. See what it looks like there. One more time before we like have a finished product. Grab the black cards: Gnawing Vermin, Weld, Demon, Butcher, Flare, Caress, Gigamole, Sibling Rivalry, Ichor Wellspring, Chromatic Star. I don't think we run Chromatic Star in the deck. It's fine, but it's not really that great. And then we run like Skitterbeam Battalion as a 5-drop, basically. So yeah, this version of the deck seems pretty decent as well. Like, Heavyweight Demolisher I think we cut since we want to be more low to the ground. We're probably going to cut a land since we want to be aggressive. Then we cut... What do we cut? The Skullflare? How many creatures do we have? 13? How many ways do we have to mill? 2 Gnawing Vermin. That's basically it. So they'll just... Or wait, and Ravenous Gigamole. So they just have to get into the graveyard through combat, besides those 3 ways. There's also Mishra's Command to wheel away hands. Let's probably... Yeah, the Skullflare I've been impressed with. I'll try and keep it. Thraxodemon. Rock Hunter's a pretty medium 2-drop. And Ichor Wellspring works well with Killzone Acrobat. Thraxodemon, and that is it. Yeah, I don't think that's good enough. Anything else? Yeah, just cut the Ichor Wellspring. And then we'd like cut a land, run it like this. not a bad aggro deck. Like, the Excavation Explosions definitely help push damage. But is it better than just a big, chunky creatures? I think I prefer the green deck, just for the fact that it gives a better late game, and in this set, it's going to be super slow. So yeah, I'm going to go back to my roots and grab me the cards I need. I will be right back. So, after some thought, I am keeping it like this, but changing the mana base up so we have a little less black since we have the Energy Refractor already. Even though Transmigrant's Crown is nice to have black, we can still just equip it without the necessary black and just fill in the two. So yeah, I think this is a fine place for the deck. If you enjoy the content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And without further ado, let's jump into our first game and see how the deck does. This hand doesn't have black, but that's more our splash color, so it doesn't matter. Conscripted Infantry, and we have a 2-drop with boots, so we'll keep. Mishra's Research Desk, sure thing. Mishra's Research Desk is pretty good. They're probably, if they are looking at it like this, they might just crack it for a land. Honestly, this is like pretty good cards by itself. Just value. Ooh, do we want to play a Rock Hunter or a Boots? I think we want to play the Rock Hunter. Just for the fact that we don't really have anything we want to equip with the Boots just yet. Like, Skitterbeam already has haste. They crack the desk. Land, and Simian Simulacrum. I mean, that's a creature. 3 power, 3 toughness. By itself. Luckily, we can swing past that. Transmigrant Crown is good. We'll play an infantry. So now we can keep trading, and their 3-drop can't really attack. And if they play something with 5 or like 4 or 5 toughness, we can just Crown, equip, and swing. If they don't, we're probably still going to do that, because even if they trade, we get a card out of it. They play a Rager. We'll play a Crown and equip the infantry. Yeah, equip the infantry, because they're probably just going to trade right here. Yep, they trade, we draw a card, and get a 1/1. Fine by me. Just pure value right there. Next turn, do we want a battalion or do we want to hold it for for its full cost? Depends on what they do here. If they play something else with like 3 or more toughness, then we're probably not Skitterbeaming. Burrowing Razormaw. Well, that's a good reason to... Ooh, and they're attacking too. Me likey. Trade. And then say hello to the Skitterbeam Battalion. And swinging in for 6. This is pretty good. And now we can start equipping them with crowns to keep drawing cards. Maybe we shouldn't have traded with the Rock Hunter because we could turn that into more cards and more damage, but I think it's kind of fine. Ooh, they're black too. I thought they were just playing the Rager like as an off kind of card. So I guess they are similar to us, but Deathbloom Ritualist is pretty scary. They play a Courser. Sure thing. I mean, that's a problem. Play a Black Source. Let's play a Recluse and get rid of this Solemn when it dies. Or hopefully anything. And then, do we want to play anything or just equip with a crown? Let's equip. That way we can trade and draw a card. They play their own Recluse. A Rust Goliath. Yeah, we're probably going to have to hold that one for being 10 mana, considering that the board's getting a little stalled, and a 3/5 doesn't do much on it. Mill some pretty decent cards. Well, next turn we can unearth, equip, and draw a card. I mean, would it consider being died? I don't remember. I think it would draw a card, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll draw a card. Land War Waste is good. And equip so they can't interact with my Death Toucher. So we're about 2 more lands away from Rust Goliath. They play a Baloth. Annoying. Heavyweight Demolisher. Now that's a good way to turn the tides of this battle. Let's lead off with that. Heavyweight and equip with some boots for haste. And I'm okay with this trading with like a Courser if they block with Baloth and Courser. Instead, they just take it. Fine by me. Next turn, we can equip it with a Crown, and then they have even more trouble dealing with it. And then we can, if we draw 2 lands, which would be a little unlucky, we can just Rust Goliath. So yeah, this game is looking more and more in our hands. Draw a card. We will happily take the trade. Reconstructed Thopter will start being able to attack, but that's fine. And we'll put away the Simian Simulacrum. The Sad Monkey. Excavation Explosion is definitely good to see. It's a sorcery, so we're going to have to do this now. Let's blow up Hoarding Recluse. Or Cindermaw. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Let's just blow up the Cindermaw. And we can even equip a Skitterbeam Battalion here. Or do we just want to equip the Heavyweight? Like, Heavyweight's lethal by itself, so they have to double block it one way or another. So it's gonna die. Let's just equip it. They double block, as expected. We draw a card out of this. They can put away the Demolisher or that. Yep, they put away that. And we will equip a Battalion. Next turn we'll have 10, 11 mana, so we can Rust Goliath and equip some boots. They get back, or they get a Scrapwork Mutt. I guess they're looking for answers. But they're pretty dead, from what I can tell. Like a 10-10 trample is just Gotta deal with that. Yeah, GG's. They found their black mana, but too little too late. And a Mishra's Command, yeah, that would put him in. GG's. Well, that's game 1 in the bag. On to the next one. This hand looks like a pretty good keep. Got all the colors of mana in the world. We got Battalion eventually. Scrapwork can pitch one of these lands if we keep flooding for some actual stuff. Sleeves, the sleeve for the Arena Open I do like a lot. I like the stained glass art though for these sleeves because, yeah, just hits more at home. Just stained glass looks really pretty. But yeah. Okay, finally. So I'm gonna probably cut whatever waiting it took, but after they finally finished, off to the game. Lead off with a Refractor since we don't know what we want to discard just yet. Another red source is good. Since we have black, we can discard the Land War Wastes. Iron Craw Crusher, pretty good. Ooh. Was this a misplay? I think they might have accidentally hit a button or something. Yeah, that's not good for them. I think we're going to hold this for prototype, or for its full cost. And we'll just lead off with a Recluse. Like, oh no. Oh no, OP. Well, Skitterbeam Battalion, I'm sorry to do this to you, but I mean, it was kind of your fault for picking a hand like that. On to the next game. Yeah, sorry, OP. I mean, game 2 in the bag? Yeah, it's just never really fun to play against a deck that just doesn't draw the lands. It's less of a Magic game and more of luck. But, hey, that's kind of Magic. This hand is a little risky. Missing lands, doesn't have anything. It can only play a boot. And I don't want to be like the person I just played against. I'm going to mulligan. This is better. Bottom an infantry. A Recluse. No, let's bottom the infantry. Keep the explosion. Land and say go. Energy Refractor can help fix the mana. Draw a Mutt. We draw a red source. We'll discard a forest, yeah. I think discarding a forest is fine. Discard a forest, draw a forest. Aeronaut's Wings is a little worrisome. But they don't play anything. No Deadly Repose, because they didn't hold priority when Scrapwork got tapped. Good to know. Philology Vanguard. Well, that's a good target for an explosion. Grab land, play land, explosion. Can't be spent to cast non-artifact spells. So yeah, it can be used for Unearth. I always forget if the Power Stones. Ooh, that is spicy. I respect it, OP. I respect your arms race. Please don't have Portal to Phyrexia. I did a game or a video with arms race and Portal to Phyrexia. It was fun. But what can you do, OP? I'm about to have lethal on board next turn, so you have to do something. Probably, like, has to be Portal to Phyrexia. If they want to try and live. Rust Goliath. I like your style, OP. Yep, Haywire might will not do it for you. Because Unearth. Swing out. GG's. Yeah, that is a fun looking deck. Just sneak attack out a 10-10. Well, that's game 3. On to the next one. This hand is missing green, missing black, although black's more of a splash, so we don't care too much about that. This hand can only cast Haywire Might and doesn't do anything for a while. This is a mulligan. This is better. Yeah, this is better. We'll bottom the Heavyweight Demolisher. Sorry, but I think we need to draw our lands for the time being. And having a 7-drop in hand does not help. Transmigrant Crown is pretty good. Do we want to play Swiftfoot Boots or just a Refractor? Let's go with the Refractor. Draw a Mutt, that's good. Thran Spider. That actually helps us. Because now we can go Mutt and... No, let's Bolt and Crown? Bolt and Boots? Let's Bolt and Boots. Yeah, like, I'd prefer just to kill the Thran Spider just because its activated ability means it's good late game. And it's pressure early game, which I do not like. It also blocks my Mutt. Oh, well. Excavation Explosion? That's not an Excavation Explosion. Yeah, that's a Precursor Golem, alright. Boulder Branch, Equip. Scrapwork Mutt, Pitch, Courser, or Boulder Branch. Let's actually pitch the Boulder Branch. Draw a land. Play like that. Cast Transmigrant's Crown. Equip said Crown. So now we get to draw a card. But yeah, feeling bad about that Obliterating Bolt. I mean, I think it was a fine play, but I just didn't expect Precursor Golem. So, hopefully draw one of our 3 Excavation Explosions. Would be insane otherwise. Overwhelming Remorse. I swear, if they have a pump spell, like the +2 Whirlwind Fury or whatever it's called, +2, +0 First Strike, Trample, I think is what it did. That would be bad for us. Mishra's command. Oh no. They just have everything. Target's only a single golem. Well, let's pray that they don't have anything. Equip. Because we'll live at 1 this way. Oh, never mind. Strong Bull. GG's. Precursor Golem for the win. And also Mishra's Command. Yeah, they just had a sweet curve out. Maybe we were supposed to not pitch Boulder Branch Golem there, just to gain, like, life and trade off with a Golem. Not sure, but GG's. On to the next game. Round number 5. Currently 3 wins, 1 loss. Hand looks fine. Excavation Explosion can help catch us up, even though we don't have too many early plays. Like, Crown is good, but doesn't affect the board. Conscripted Infantry. There we go. That's a good draw. Just don't play anything good. Phalanx Vanguard, that's pretty decent. Well, we'll play Crown. Swing for 2. Yeah, sure. into a Locust. Well, I think we explosion that Locust just to keep it off the board because the flyer is too much of a problem to deal with. Even though we just drew Ruscalith. It's going to be a while before we cast this. Lauren of the Third Path. Hey, my crown! Very rude. Well, just play an infantry. Trades off with a board. If they activate Lauren, we're actually kind of happy, just because then we get to draw cards for possible lands, so that we can ramp into our Ironclaw. Ambush Paratrooper. Interesting they're not casting that at flash speed. Perfect. Not a forest like I prefer for our double green cards, but I think we're just going to cast that later anyway. Do we just want to cast this for 4, blow up the Paratrooper, swing for 5? Nah. I think we just explosion the Paratrooper. A, it ramps us, and B, it also kills the flyer, which, again, that was the reason why we killed the Carrion Locust. Hero of the Dunes. Well, I think we're gonna have to kill this just because it's a board pump. We could cast a 4/6, but they may have removal for it. Cast this for 2, deal damage. Actually, cast infantry. And because this gives haste, we can do that. Plus value is equal to 2. Blow up the hero. You gain the haste. And swing for 5. And just like that, their board just got a little less scary. And if they trade with Lauren, that's fine. If they even let us draw a card, even better. Really sad that we're not getting any more value because of the Transmigrant Crown. Ooh, Myrel. That is scary to see. Luckily, we have 2 turns before it does anything. Land is good, because then next turn we can cast full cost Ruscalith. Ambush Paratrooper? Nope, Remorse. Well, at least they used removal on that instead of the 10/10. Okay, so good draws are Bolt, Remorse, and that seems to be it. We'll take it. Courser's decent. We'll play a 10/10. Warlord's Elite. Sure. And they pass. Cool. Not feeling good about drawing so many lands, but what can you do? Let's swing for 10, get some pressure on the board, and Courser can block my Myrel. And if they would have had removal, they would have used it on the Goliath already. They swing. Sure, block my Myrel, chump block. Moment of Defiance. Maybe them swinging should have told me they had a combat trick, but I wasn't really sure what combat trick to play around, because like it was Ashnod's Intervention. Couldn't really do much about that. Well, I think our one out is probably just swinging with Ruscalith and bashing them in for a bunch. Disenchant. Well, their draws have been insane. straight from Moment of Defiance into Disenchant. Yeah, we block... If we double block, we're taking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's lethal. So we have to block, like, here and here. And we don't have a board wipe, I think. Yeah, that's just a land. GG's. Yeah, Myrel. Just playing good card after good card. Loran's good. Hero of the Dunes. Yeah, GG's. Oh well, on to the next game. Now it's 3-2, and not a big fan of that score. This hand looks pretty good. I've noticed a pattern that every hand that has Skitterbeam Battalion has 1. So, has to be good hand. Evolving Wilds. Conscripted Infantry, that's a good 3-drop. Steel Seeker, yikes. Well, that's a problem. Play a land more Waste and Pass. Because this is just gonna accrue them a lot of lands. Do you want to just blow it up with Explosion, or do you want to just play an Infantry? Ooh, 3 colors. Bushwhack. Okay, yeah. I think we just play the Infantry. Lands are not a problem over there for them. Play a 3-1. And if they offer the trade, we probably take it. Scrapwork Cohort. Please don't say they draw 2 lands. Okay, good. It's not 2. Just 1. Yeah, we'll hold this for future. Just Explosion, the Steel Seeker, just because Command can scale up. And this also ramps us into our stuff. We could Skitterbeam Battalion, but I think we're gonna hold it as well. If we this swing for 1, we'll just take it. If they attack with this, I think we're gonna have to trade. Not at the moment. Sorry, friend, but I'm recording at the moment. Actually, let's turn this on. Yeah, there we go. Cool. And then Gigamole. Finding Harvester and Boulder Branch. Another land. Mishra's Command. Or do we hold that for the Golem? Next turn we're going to cast our Golem. See, I think we can just blow it up. Do they have Astronaut's Intervention? Or just Figure? Not sure what. Disfigure, there we go. Well, we still kill the Gigamole. And lands are fine just because Skitterbeam Battalion. We're nearly there. They oh, I got that's not good to see. That is not good to see. This is really good. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Whenever it dies, return another target creature with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. So, just a really good card. What can they get back? Harvester, Steelseeker? Those are both good cards. Argothian Sprite and Boots is probably not what we want, so we'll just discard that. Hoarding Recluse, cool. That is good, because it's a Death Toucher, can trade off with a Sprite, the Puppeteer, whatever we need. And next turn, if we draw a land, we can cast Battalion, otherwise we can just cast whatever we draw. Well, we'll trade. Since they're the current player, they choose their target first, and then we can just punish them by Hoarding Recluse. Yeah. Nice reanimation there, buddy. Hoarding Recluse completely counters you. They're figuring out why that happened. Nice. So, what's your plan, OP? One land away from goal. Ah, emergency weld into Gigamole. Sure. Precursor goal. Yikes. Come on. What is up with this? Well, a Rust Goliath is not a good draw. I mean, if we draw 2 lands in a row, that's good, but we prefer just a land right now. So we're just going to have to sadly pass. They're probably just going to play either Golem or Precursor Golem. Wait a second, they're both Golems. If we get, like, Bolt or something, that could be really good. Get rid of command? Sure. We'll trade off with Harvester just to save some life. Yeah. Just save a bit of life. And then they play a Golem. Explosion. Explosion! You, and technically even Boulder Branch Golem. Our Boulder Branch Golem. That's kind of funny. I mean, the board is a lot less scary now. And we probably have to play this as a 3-5 just to hold board state because things are pretty scary down there. Do we want a 10-10 or 3-4-4s? Let's get down to 3-5. Like, it feels bad, but we need some sort of semblance on this board. They play their Golem, sure thing. Well, we will play... Oh, let's unearth the mutt, discard this land, see what we find. Because we got plenty of mana now. Remorse. Cool, perfect. Battalion, full cost. And no attacks. Well, now we have a board. Precursor Golem was good, super good and super bad at the same time. Oof. Well, luckily we have a second removal spell for it. Is this a golem? No, this is a construct. Good. Land. We'll play it to make it seem like we have another land in hand, although holding priority there didn't really sell it. Well, that works too. Precursor Golem. Harvester. End of turn. Remorse the Precursor. Triggers. Copy, 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 and copy on my own. So all golems on the board are gone, including theirs. They also only have 13 cards left in deck, which is pretty good. Heavyweight Demolisher. Good to see you. Swing with a Skitter Beam. Let's swing with one. They might not realize this, but they could have been attacking with our Gothian Sprite this entire time, since all of our board state's artifacts. Just glad they haven't noticed yet. Kind of just hoping to draw like Bolt so we can kill the Sprite. Shoot down? Sure. The board's still holding strong. You're gonna unearth this? They unearth and swing with everything. You block there, there, there. Hopefully we don't die. Just don't swing. Just don't swing. 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you, OP. Haywire Might. That's pretty nice to see. Gains a bit of life. Swing with the Battalion. Play a Might. And we can always just crack this on a Power Stone if we need to. Swing for 4. Kill the Lauren. And pass. They start leveling up the Sprite. Hopefully they don't realize in time. Because we need to draw something. Or else we are going down. Yeah, like the Precursor Golem, even though we had the doll removal spell, still cost us removal spells, which was a big problem. Power Stone Fracture. Yeah, that sucks. So I'll Skitter Beam, block here, block here, block here. Okay, Obliterating Bolt doesn't even kill it anymore, so what does? I'm not sure I have anything anymore for it, since we already used Overwhelming Remorse. Scrapwork Rager. Courser means that we can live for another turn. Because we would have to chump block with that. We shouldn't probably swing there, because if they realize it... Yep, that's game. Yeah, I don't think we could have survived an epic confrontation anyway. Or, yeah, they just didn't realize that they were Gothian Sprite. Well, we tried our best. But not much we can do against Precursor Golem round 2. Good games. Wow, could I have played this differently? I mean, holding... I think we had to cast Rust Goliath there. Yeah, they just had perfectly timed, like, bringing stuff back with, like, Lauren. Bringing back the Precursor Golem. Boulder Branch. Yeah. Well, GG's. Well, we did our best for the Arena Open. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It means a lot. And I'll see you all next time. Have a great day.